This is Nicholas Wolber, but friends just call him the Kid.
That's his nickname when he was younger. Everyone would be like, oh, the kid this, Nick the Kid, like, you know, it was like his funny nickname.
Growing up, he was a role model to his little sister Jasmine.
He was always the first one to, you know, protect me, and he always was looking out for me.
Always playing pranks on his friend Allie.
He was just funny. He was such a jokester, always on top of me about everything.
And the love of his fiancée Danielle's life. The two met one night in Port Jefferson and hit it off instantly.
We hung out like every night that week, and we both went away on cruises at the same time, and while we were away we talked all the time, and we just knew it was special.
By the time Nick had met Danielle, he had already beaten cancer. A tumor was found in his knee at the age of 22. It was surgically removed, and Nick spent 5 years in remission. But then, one day, he found out that the cancer had come back.
It was heartbreaking. We couldn't believe it. You know, we thought like Nick was like our superhero.
Before long, Nick was getting treatment at Sloan Kettering Cancer Center and Stony Brook University Hospital. His loved ones remember what it was like to see the kid fighting his disease once again.
When Nick's cancer came back, he was so hopeful, and he really, like, he was the strong one. Superman.
To see him going through treatment was just really hard. He was such a funny and vibrant person.
And because Nick was diagnosed with a childhood form of cancer, he found himself in the pediatric ward, where he was a little out of place, despite his youthful nickname.
He's this 27-year-old guy, you know, and he looked older because he was always bald from the day we met him, so he just looked kind of older than everybody. And he had this bright, bubbly personality. The kids, like, loved him.
But being in that unit for a second time got the kid, who was now a man in his late 20s, thinking.
Nick knew what it felt like, and he was like, no kid should ever have to go through this. No kid should have to feel this way. No family should have to deal with the medical costs that come with cancer, which is something you don't even think about at first.
He just really had such a love for the children, and he knew how hard it was, and the fact that they were going through it at such a young age, I think it just really moved him to want to be able to help them.
Nick started a charity called SupportTheKid, which provides financial assistance to families of children who have cancer.
It's a lot for someone who's 20 to go through, and it's a tremendous amount for a family with little kids who don't understand what's going on. So I think, you know, he wanted to be able to do something to help them.
He was focused so much on getting all the paperwork done, everything in writing, signed, getting like a checking account for the charity, like all the things that you need to start a charity. That was his main focus.
But as SupportTheKid grew, so did Nick's disease. So much that he needed to have his right leg amputated. Staying true to his nickname, though, that didn't stop the kid from doing the things he loved. In no time at all, he was out snowboarding with his friends on a prosthetic leg. But unfortunately, the cancer was spreading and becoming difficult to fight.
I knew the last few months that he was kind of just waiting for everything to be over, you know, and it was so sad to see someone go through that. And it's not like Nick was giving up, it was more like he knew it was time.
And in March of 2011, the kid was gone.
When we lost Nick, it was so sad. It broke everybody's hearts.
It was really hard for me when he passed away to imagine SupportTheKid, because he was just, you know, he had so much energy, and he was really the face of SupportTheKid.
After Nick's passing, his closest friends and relatives decided they would continue SupportTheKid in his name. To date, they've donated around $100,000 to nearly 50 families. Money that goes a long way for parents like Jean Ferrara, whose 14-year-old son Kevin is suffering from both leukemia and lymphoma, a nightmare that started last June. Kevin's going through aggressive chemo and radiation here at Stony Brook University Hospital, which makes him feel sick just about every day.
Could you absolutely see your child laying in a bed and there's nothing you could do to help them? Nothing. There is nothing that you can do. It's beyond your help.
I call it torturing. Between all the chemos you have to get, the nausea, the vomiting, and all the things that come with the chemo.
Jean is a single mom and had to quit her job because she and her only child spent so much time at the hospital. She says she might not have gotten by without the financial and emotional help they received from Support the Kid.
I love you and thank you. Couldn't do without you. It couldn't be a family without them.
It's great. It's great what they do for all the kids. How they've helped so many families and across the country.
Knowing what they are going through, it's just nice to be able to know that this is going to provide them with some sort of relief, you know, even if it's such a small amount in lieu of what they're dealing with. It's just nice to be able to help a little bit.
They're like these bright, amazing kids. They remind you so much of Nick because he was that same way.
And the ladies of Support the Kid wear bracelets just like this one every day. They say it reminds them of Nick and the kind of person he was.
I think about how much we've done and how much it means to me and how much I want to keep doing. And it's a conversation starter, so I love that, you know, because people always want to know what it's about, and I love talking about it.
He just wanted to, you know, be bright and keep everybody happy. And so when I think of the bracelet, I just think of, you know, being able to keep him with us and spreading the word.
And the work that Support the Kid is doing is being noticed by hospital staff too. Lauren is a certified child life therapist who spends quality time with kids like Kevin. She sees firsthand how Support the Kid has picked up families when they're at their worst.
They help these families in more ways than one. It's not just about helping them financially, it's helping them get through their treatments and stay afloat while their kid is, you know, fighting for their life.
And as the charity continues to expand, the ladies behind the group know that their brother, friend, and fiance lives on through the smiling faces of all the kids they're supporting.
It's really special for me because I knew how important it was to him, and I know how, you know, special he was, and I want everyone to feel that.
He would just be so proud of us.
To do this, it makes us feel like Nick is still with us, like we didn't really lose him. And that's the best part about it, is that Nick is still with us.
Even though he sadly didn't make it, his will lives on through the Support the Kid.
Jump on the rope. He jump on the rope.